Good, everybody. This is Ball One, where I talk about nothing but football. Let's get into it. So, obviously, every week, every Monday, I do my Arsenal review of the games over the weekend. I was quite busy last week, but I've finally been able to get some time and do this. Thankfully, the international break kind of did a nice little break for me, as you would say. But the two Arsenal games is obviously the Lens game and the Man City game. First of all, the Lens game, I don't want to talk too long about that game. The less I say about that game, the better, because I've already forgotten that game. One of the worst performances I've seen from us all season. Mind you, that's our first loss the whole season, so it's not really the worst thing ever, but it could be a lot better. Obviously, the main point is the fact that we had a weakened team. Even though it was a weakened team, it was against a team like Lens, which we should be beating even with our B team comfortably. But they had other plans. Their first ever Champions League home game in 20 years, and it was against us, and they really showed us a tough time. Most of the time they did play a low block, which is Arsenal's biggest weakness. See, if you want to disrupt this Arsenal team, just play a low block. But realistically, the place where Arsenal is trying to get to, as being on the same level as Man City, we have to deal with that, because Man City have made a career out of destroying low block after low block after low block. And I know what our issue is. Our issue is that we need to move the ball a lot quicker, and we need to get a tall striker who, if moving the ball quickly doesn't work, we can put the ball out wide, launch it in the box, and we know somebody's gonna be there to win a header or give a knock on for somebody to score a goal. Because unfortunately, in our front positions, our strikers, none of them are even 5'11". So it's really putting the ball in the box. It's the probability of scoring a header is about maybe 15% at best. You know what I mean? Maybe Kai Havertz does a late run, and even if he does the run, the chances of Kai Havertz actually scoring the goal, there's probably more chance of me scoring the goal than Kai Havertz. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all I want to say about that game. That game is done out of my memory. Champions League wise, we're still in a very good position. 1-1, lost one. Still in a good part of the team. So we've got Seville home and away back to back. Of course, we can definitely beat them. Thankfully for us as well, they're not in great form. You know what I'm saying? And this international break is giving the likes of Saka time to rest and stuff like that. But the Manchester City game, I won't lie to you, man. It was a game where, like, as I said in my other previous videos, I was not really expecting anything scary. All I wanted was not to get beaten by a big scoreline. I just wanted us to play better than last season, and we played better than last season, but not in the way that I'd hoped. I thought we'd play more exciting football. Sometimes you just have to win a game. That game was one of the least exciting games I've seen Arsenal play, especially when I saw Jorginho in our midfield for the start of the game. I was just like, God, please help us so that Jorginho doesn't mess up. And what does he go and do? He goes and gets a yellow card in the 10th minute of the game. Not even 30 minutes, 10 minutes in. And Jorginho he's not the most mobile player. Even the referee on the pitch is faster than Jorginho, so I was very scared because he's now lost his trump card, which is obviously committing a team foul to help us stay in the game. Because right now, if anybody runs past Jorginho, you know what I mean, there's a risk of him coming off. But luckily, he got taken off, and the game it got improved from there, because our real midfield was actually brought onto the pitch. But speaking of midfield, Man City did dominate us in the first half in the midfield. I'm not gonna lie to you, but one person that should not have been on that pitch is Mateo Kovacic. What the hell was Mateo Kovacic still doing on that pitch after those two tackles? Makes absolutely zero sense, man. The refereeing is, oh man, they are an absolute circus at the moment. Week after week, controversy after controversy. I know the job is tough. I'm not gonna lie to you, the job is very hard, but just be consistent. If they don't give stuff that is like a bit tricky, I get it, but stuff that's blatantly obvious like that, give it. Obviously, the positives is the fact that obviously Martinelli's back. We got the win. And for me, another positive I like is the fact that we're not top of the league, because right now, being top of the Premier League is completely useless. Right now, when you're top of the Barclays Premier League, you're there as a placeholder for the real champion, because right now, it's not really the business end of the season. I want Arsenal to be around the top, or at the top around the business end of the season, whereas like last 10, 15 games to go. And the only way for Arsenal to do that, I'm going to keep saying it over and over again, you're going to get sick of hearing it, is to get a proper number 9 that can sniff out goals, that can score goals, that's big and powerful. Me, for example, my wish list is very small. Jimenez from Feyenoord and Ivan Toney. Simple. I think most likely Toney for his Premier League experience, but the price they're asking for him is a bit scary. So Jimenez would be a lot cheaper. The only problem with Jimenez is the fact that that Eredivisie, a lot of people come from that Dutch league and they really mess up. The last person was Vincent Jensen for Tottenham. He scored so many goals in Holland. He came to Tottenham and he was absolutely diabolical. You know what I mean? So I don't really want none of that for us, because the stage that Arsenal's at, we are a very delicate process where we just need to make the right moves, because the team is so close to getting to the level we want to be at. We just need to make a few more adjustments, a few more tweaks, and we get to where we want to be. But overall, I'm very happy with this win. You know what I'm saying? I'm very happy with the fact that we're not top of the league. And I'm looking forward to, obviously, the coming games for Arsenal and seeing Saka back on the pitch. I'm so happy that he's finally getting a rest. The boy played 87 Premier League games in a row. 87 games in a row. He needs a rest. Even though he's superhuman, he needs a freaking rest, man. But anyway, guys, I have been Ball One.